Okay, welcome in. Ryan Edwards, MajorWager.com. Let's talk some UFC Vegas 4 picks. What is this? And by the way, hat tip to Dana White. Everybody's after Dana. They're after him. They don't want shows. They want to hide in the corner of the pandemic and don't do anything. What does Dana do? Let's see. Here we go. 8th show this Saturday in 7 weeks during a global pandemic. Thank you for the betting opportunities, especially because last week, and hopefully you went to Major Wager Saturday, or you follow us on Twitter at Major Wager Uno, or follow me on Twitter at Vegas B Edwards, as I was sending out my preview with analysis, with picks, and all those picks did was go 4-1 with underdogs for 5.68 units. And my big play, my thunder play, was Josh Emmett, who tore his ACL, PCL, multiple other injuries, even I think a minor fracture to something. I mean, you talk about adrenaline and intensity. You have to have. I mean, he did that in the first round and still fought the fight of his life, the fight of the night for him and Shane Burgos. He's out for at least a year, but my man, way to go, Josh Emmett. 3rd win in a row. He is 35, and this will be his 2nd long layoff with injury here in the last 3 years. He had all the injuries from the Jeremy Stevens fight. But he's come back and won 3 in a row, and he'll be back, and I hope they have something special for him when he gets back, because he was ranked 8th. He beat the 10th ranked guy. And so, yeah, hat tip, Josh Emmett. Okay, but we move on to the next one. We're not just going to sit here and talk about winning last week. We want more winners, and I think I found them. I think I have found them. Now, be sure to check back Saturday or even late Friday on MajorWager.com, where I will have it all out in writing. But I've decided on some, actually quite a few right now. Now, bet them now. I mean, I'm going to have this video up today, Tuesday. Bet them now because the prices could go against us. And that's why I say check my write-up on Friday or Saturday, because that will have my official plays at that point. But hopefully you get them in today at the prices right now. Okay, so main event, Dustin the Diamond Poirier against Dan Hooker. This is going to be a thriller. So since Dustin got knocked out by McGregor at featherweight at UFC 178, went up to lightweight. He's 9-2-1 as a lightweight. In my opinion, 10-2. He was beating Alvarez. Alvarez landed illegal knee to the head, busted him all up, and Dustin couldn't continue. And then Eddie was, and I kind of like Eddie, but I didn't like his. He acted like Dustin was being a wuss for not. Please, come on, man. You illegally kneed him in the head with a brutal knee. Now, Dustin, man, what a year he had in 2019, and or actually 2018 and 19. So he beat Gaethje, who hasn't lost since. They knocked him out in the 4th round. He beat Alvarez in the rematch. Finished both those guys. Oh, before that in 17, he finished Anthony Pettis, former champ. Alvarez, former champ. Max Holloway, former champ. Holloway went up to 155 for the interim title. Dustin beat him. And then he lost to Khabib. So he's been off now since last September. But anywho, I think he's, Dustin's still only 31. All right, so Hooker is off that war with Paul Felder that he won by 5th round split decision. A lot of people thought Felder won that fight, but it was on the road down under. Hooker has won 3 in a row and is 7-1 in his last 8. The only loss to Barbosa, I had Barbosa in that fight, and Hooker took a beating. I couldn't even believe he lasted in round 3. But Hooker's off KO win over Vic, decision win over Iaquinta, split decision win over Felder. Before the Barbosa loss, though, he beat Gilbert Burns, who has since gone up to welterweight and has now got a title shot. He beat Burns by first-round knockout. He beat Jim Miller by first-round knockout prior to that. So Hooker's in very good form. Dustin is minus 210-ish. That's too expensive for me. I'm okay with Dustin in a parlay. I like Dustin in this fight. I'm going to go with Dustin, who, by the way, has 12 of his 25 career wins by KO, but 7 are by submission. So I think he's going to win by KO. That prop is for a plus 145 return, but maybe go inside the distance for a little more than that at a minus 110 price. If he wins by submission, you'll have a slight profit. If you go more on Dustin to win inside the distance at minus 110, smaller Dustin by KO plus 145, who wins by KO, you win both of those. The under's 2.5. I think this probably gets past the midway point of round 3. I think Dustin will win late round 3 or early round 4, like he did with Gaethje, by KO. But if he gets a submission, we're covered with that and inside the distance. I'm okay with Dustin in a parlay at minus 210. Okay, the co-main event. Okay, Mike Perry and Mickey Gall. All right, this is a big step up in competition for Mickey Gall. Mickey Gall is still very average or below average with his stand-up. Mike Perry has terrific stand-up. However, Mike Perry is 2-5 in his last 7 fights, and one of the wins was over Paul Felder, who went up to welterweight from his normal class of lightweight, broke his arm, I want to say in the first round, but definitely by the second round, and so he took it. Felder took it short notice, broke his arm in the fight, and Perry still only beat him by split decision, and Felder jumped up a weight class. So it was split decision again. So 2-5 in his last 7. Perry's not in good form. Jeff Neal just mauled him, quick and easy like. Mike Perry, we all know he's kind of a weird guy. I mean, he's kind of funny, entertaining. He's definitely odd. He had his platinum princess that he was engaged to and all that for off and on for years. They broke up. He's got a new girl. Not that attracted. It's neither here nor there. He's only been with her like 2 or 3 months. He has no coaches. I mean, he's got a couple training partners he's training with. He's got nobody cornering him. His girlfriend is cornering him. That's it. So what if he needs like ice for swelling? Is she ready to do all that? Oh, they have the UFC cut guy that comes over there. Never mind, they can do all that. That's right. Forgive me. So, Gall is better on the ground. Gall needs to make this a dirty, ugly fight, clinching, wrestling. And I think he can gas Perry out if he can get him to the ground. Just small change here. But I think Mickey Gall's worth a shot at plus 260. Perry's got no corner, 2-5 slump. And whether Perry can prevent it, keep the fight standing, is very much a question mark. Mickey Gall is better on the ground. I think he can win by decision or with a submission on the ground when Perry gets tired having to wrestle and grapple and that takes away Perry's power when it is standing. I think Gall's got a shot. Gall's got a long way to go. His stand-up is still not very good. Maybe he's improved on it, though. All right, so then let's go a middleweight bout. I like the under 1.5 rounds, plus 110 return. Brendan Allen versus Kyle Daukaus. I hope I got that pronunciation right. Daukaus, UFC newcomer, 9-0 with 8 submission wins. Brendan Allen, 14-3 career record, 8 wins by submission, 5 by KO. He is 3-0 in the UFC with 2 first-round finishes and 1 second-round finish. he's a heavy favorite. I like Allen to get an early finish. If you can find a prop inside the distance, I think it's like minus 130. As long as it's minus 150 or fewer, maybe get a little bit of that. But under 1.5 for a small plus, I prefer as Daukaus 8 of 9 finishing rate. Allen 13 of 14 wins by finish, only 3 career losses. Okay, heavyweight bout, Maurice Green and John Vellante. All right, Vellante is making his heavyweight debut. Normally in heavyweight fights, we get a over-under of 1.5 rounds. We've got a 2.5 round over-under here because Vellante is a wrestler. Lots of fights of his go to decision. But he's going up to heavyweight now. He's going to be heavier. Green is a big guy, 6'7", and 7 of Green's last 10 fights have ended in round 1. He is high volume, high power, kicking and punching early and often. I think he can get an early knockout. If not, I think Vellante could potentially implement his wrestling, tire out Green, who's not very good on the ground. I saw Alexei Olnik submit him recently. I think that was his last fight, if I'm not mistaken. So I can see Green winning early or Vellante getting a finish in the second or the third, hopefully before the halfway mark of the third, for under 2.5. Now, it's minus 145. That's a little pricey. So small change there. If it goes north of minus 150, forget it. If you can get a prop for it to end in round 1 or 2 and more like even money or maybe a plus, I would prefer that. Those props, I have not seen those available yet. So I presume they will be though later in the week. Again, coming to you on Tuesday, June 24th, a little after lunch. All right, I'm going to give a shot with one more underdog, and that would be Kama Worthy, plus 230 versus Luis Pena. Worthy's won 6 fights in a row, 5 on the regional circuit. He got his call up to the UFC for his debut on like 4 or 5 days' notice last August, and all he did was beat Devontae Smith by first round KO as like a plus 500 or 600 dog. I forget. It was a huge underdog spot, short notice, the whole deal. UFC debut, he got it done. Now Pena is more seasoned, has faced better competition, but this Worthy kid looked great last time out. He's won 6 in a row, plus 230 dog, small amount, don't go too big on this. I think Dustin inside the distance and the under on Allen and Daukaus are my favorite if you want to put a little more muscle on those. Again, Gall and Worthy, small plays. Now, one more, and I've got to be full disclosure, I haven't seen either of these guys fight. I've studied them on paper. I'll probably go watch a fight or two of theirs on UFC Fight Pass. Actually, I don't know if they'll have one because I think they're both making their UFC debuts. But look, studying them on paper made me like them. I think these are middleweights or welterweights. Let me look on that real quick. Welterweights, so 170, so up there pretty heavy. Okay, so the over-under is 2.5 rounds. The under is minus 130. I like the under. Why? Okay, oh, and by the way, I should probably give you the names of the fighters. I don't know that I'm pronouncing them right. Takashi Sato and Ramiz Brahimaj. Okay, Brahimaj, 10 career fights. Under 2.5 rounds, has an 8-2 record. Sato, 18 career fights. The under 2.5, 14-4. Only 3 18 career fights have gone to the judges. So there's my early picks for UFC Vegas 4. Saturday late afternoon, probably 5 or 6 Eastern gets started, and all the way through on ESPN proper, the main one. Not 2, not U, not News, not 3, 4, 8, whatever. What do they have at ESPN Ocho? Maybe. Whatever. Picking and grinning, more UFC winners. Thanks for the betting opportunities, Dana. Brian Edwards, Major Wager. Over now.